rental at a time. And if you don't know, now you do. We do a daily financial show at 7:30. We do it live. I take a full page of notes from my morning's reading, and we just kind of review what's going on. As you know, I focus on the consumer, focus on what the consumer is doing, fear, greed, all of those things, cost of capital, things of that nature. As we start a new month, a couple of things I want to call out. First and foremost, we're 1 month into 2021. A lot of you that watch this channel have at least a casual interest in real estate investing. I believe this is going to be the year that we look back on in a few that says, wow, I should have, I could have, I should have done something. I say that because I think we are in that unique window where inventory is going to be increasing. It's kind of already started. As inventory increases over the next couple of months, you will have the opportunity to learn your market. You'll understand what average is. You'll be able to do good and great deals come summertime. I think you should be able to still get, relatively speaking, good 30-year fixed rate money. I think a 30-year mortgage at sub 3% will be looked back on as a huge benefit in 3 or 4 years when inflation and other things kind of pick up. I think interest rates are higher at the end of Biden's administration than the beginning. And I just don't want you to say I should have done something. I think single family homes are going to increase in value. I think Wall Street is pushing money there. I think the administration is going to push interest. I just think it's setting up to be very good for landlords. We do have to get through this next several months, obviously. But that's why if you're following my channel, you take the course, you're learning your market. Second thing I want to talk about is I did release another course, 8-9 days ago. I've changed the title because I didn't feel good about it. It really is now called Get Your Money Right. That whole, course is about understanding, get your money right, get your family money right, talk about money with your kids, set a better example so you can save more, you can understand opportunity cost, and you can just move forward, right? Earn, spend, save, invest. And then lastly, kind of called GameStop the last several days, talking about what was going to happen. I got GameStop up on my screen now. It's down 35% and trading is halted. I think what you have going on in the market will be interesting to look at the volume at the end of the day. It's already 10.5 million shares. Yes, retail investors kicked Wall Street or a couple of hedge funds in the nuts the last couple of weeks. I think what you have going on now is Wall Street returning the favor. I think what you are very likely going to have today is you're going to have a piling in. You're going to have Wall Street come in and just force this thing down. They're just going to add more and more volume to the downside. And let's not forget, I think I did it on Sunday. It might have been Saturday. The overall short position in GameStop is actually only down about 10%. The names have changed. The price points have changed. But there is still a decent short position in GameStop. It's just priced at a different level. Another thing to talk about is I talked about selling your position or at least half. I want to give a shout out. There was a 10-year-old. A 10-year-old whose mother actually bought him 10 shares of GameStop for about $60, so $6 a share. And he went ahead and exited his position at $320 a share. Again, you make your money when you sell, not when you look at your bank statement. I am proof positive that you can say you have X or Y, but you ain't done anything until you've actually executed the sell. You've taken your profit. You've recognized the gain. A couple of things I want to say to that young man. First and foremost, congratulations. You have learned a tremendous lesson. When the market gets crazy and you're in a trade, it's okay to take a profit. It's okay to take a profit. Second, I want to tell you, a 52x on your money is not normal. You're 10 years old, your first trade worked 52x, $60 into 3,200. I wish I could tell you that's normal. That's not normal. Lastly, the article highlighted that you were taking 2,000 of that and putting it in savings. Congratulations. You now, as a 10-year-old, have more in savings than most Americans. So shout out to you. And of course, you are putting another $1,000 into the market. I like how the article highlighted what you're interested in. It was Microsoft and I think it was Rublex from memory, a soon to be IPO company. I like it because just like GameStop, you are buying what you know. That's what Warren Buffett model is. Buy what you know, right? Your mother got you GameStop because you two were in there all the time getting video games. So it makes sense. Buy what you know. So again, congratulations. Yeah, just awesome story. It was heartwarming to read that. Next thing to talk about is it looks like the Reddit community has found its next target. And it was actually interesting. We got comments yesterday during our live stream about silver, and I had not heard that yet. It had not hit my radar. Well, it's all over the news today, and I started to see it yesterday afternoon. Physical silver is nowhere to be found. It is interesting that the story that I heard 20 years ago is still out there, but now because it's on Reddit and the masses are following it, it is kind of jumping. Silver's up 9, 10, 11% in a single day, which is kind of abnormal. The story is there's a lot of fake paper silver certificates and not enough silver. There's always been rumors of huge short positions. Don't know if they're true, but that was certainly a rumor that I heard 20 years ago and it now is getting repeated. So it's going to be interesting to see where silver goes. Silver is not a stock, right? It is a commodity. I don't know all the rules, but I do know that they can change in a minute, as we saw with GameStop and Robinhood last week. So it'll be interesting to see what the commodities board does, because again, it's kind of an industrial metal. We'll see where that goes. But again, Reddit has found its next target, and it appears to be silver. We'll see what happens to GameStop. It now looks like it's no longer halted. It's down $100 roughly. Kind of interesting to watch. What else do we have? Oh, talk about you. I got a report from a family office. UBS interviewed 150 family offices. It was a decent report, 15 or 16 pages long. I kind of took out what I thought were the most interesting aspects. Again, family offices, these are the uber generational rich, probably the ones that we always hope to be someday. A couple of things are interesting is the principals, right? The family patriarch or whatever you call it, kind of still actively engaged, right? Some of us think that when you have that kind of money, you're no longer watching, but again, much of the community is still actively engaged. It talked about it's not until the third generation where it goes from capital allocation to, kind of, build and allocate to give it away. It's the third generation of a family that says, you know what, let's focus on philanthropy and giving it away. Next up, cash allocations are as high as they've ever been in the survey. Cash allocations are at 13%. Frankly, that doesn't sound high to me, but when you're dealing with family offices that probably, are minimum 100 million, that's quite a bit of cash because again, it's not earning anything and it's not like they have it in, a bank account with FDIC insurance at 250. It's interesting to see that they have that much cash. When you talked about last year, they kind of saw a 50-50 split. Half of the offices said, you know what, we are going to go in and be opportunistic. We are going to buy where there are market dislocations. The other half, the risk averse side, said, you know what, we're going to reduce exposure, go to cash or gold. Right, gold was a focus for them. It is interesting when I broke down why family offices changed their portfolio mix. Kind of what you and I talk about on this channel. They were macro uncertainties, prospects of a recession, interest rate change, or frankly, taking a profit. So that was interesting to watch. That's what I took from it. So again, just the cash value or the cash balances was the most interesting part of that they are rating, this whole cash on the sidelines is true. And people are really, really doing that. Next up, Tesla has got a new street high, right? The Tesla stock was raised to a street high of $1,200 from $515. Yeah, pretty crazy, $1,200 for a Tesla share. Next up, Elon Musk is continuing to be the Pied Piper of the new generation. It'd be interesting to watch Elon Musk just pick a stock at random, talk about it, and see how much it moves the market. He has clearly been the Pied Piper. He was on Clubhouse, that new app, talking to the Robinhood CEO in a wide-ranging interview over the weekend. And in there, he talked about Bitcoin and him being late to the party. He should have bought it 8 years earlier. So it is interesting. His opinion is it's going to get increasing support from the financial institutions. Another thing I read over the weekend is Jerome Powell is talking about that dirty word, inflation. He is admitting that there is a risk to it. He's referenced Warren Buffett and the ability for inflation to destroy or consume capital. This is something we are definitely going to have to watch. It's interesting that Jerome's talking about it already, but something we should watch for. And then finally, we had a couple of earnings announcements. Again, we are in a busy week for earnings. We should talk about that and not GameStop and not AMC, but let's talk about earnings. The two that I noted this morning were Otis Worldwide. I didn't know what they did, but they are the largest producer of escalators. And I don't know about you, but when I think about escalators, I kind of think malls and offices and things of that nature. I would have said, oh, probably not a great business to be in. But lo and behold, they beat top and bottom line and forecast growth for the year. Pretty cool. And then Thermo Fisher, they also beat top and bottom and talked about their demand being up from this health crisis. So lots of stuff going on. It is going to be interesting. Looks like GameStop on my screen is only down 22% now. So it's going to be fluctuating all day. That's what I got for you. We, of course, have Greg Dickerson here at 8 o'clock as we start our interview series of our experts, multimillionaires. We do it Monday through Friday. 3 topics each, and they come out at 11, 2, and 4 o'clock. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Jimbo says hi. Hi, everybody. Bye-bye.